Easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer. We're not going to let it happen. You look, just yesterday, they had a volleyball match. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where a person that transitioned, okay? We have to be very careful because this can terminate your political career if you say it's slightly off, all right? But transitioned from man to female and was on a volleyball. And I saw the slam. It was a slam. I never saw a ball hit so hard. Hit the girl on the head. But other people, even in volleyball, they've been permanently, they've been really hurt badly, women playing men. But you don't have to do the volleyball. We stop it. We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it. It's a man playing in the game. Physically, from a muscular standpoint, even if it was a little bit less, maybe they do all sorts of tests and drugs and everything else. Look at what's happened in swimming. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
Councils? You just ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen. Not a big deal.
It really isn't a big deal. And it's really that simple. What's up, everybody? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Welcome to my channel, the Treehouse News. And I want to say that this right here is something that I'm so happy about. I'm really happy about a lot of the moves President Donald Trump has made. This one right here is something I'm very pleased with because I was an athlete in middle school, in high school, and in college. I even played ball overseas too. But my heart wasn't in it to make a career. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it was something I enjoyed doing because I'm very competitive. And I think it would have crushed me. It would have probably crushed my heart and my spirit to know that I had to lose to a biological male. Like, this is something that the men's sports don't have to worry about. They don't have to worry about being embarrassed or shocked because a woman went into the sports. Or a biological woman went into their sports as a trans man and just dominated the sport. That's something they don't ever have to worry about. But women had to worry about this all the time. And why is it that the Republicans are the one that had to bring sanity? Why are the Republicans the one that had to save women? You have the feminists, the crazy ones, by the way, all of the crazy ones, the ones that the TERFs, the rad films, the regular feminists, the fourth wave, fifth wave, all these different type of feminists that said that they're all here for women, but they're not for women because they're including biological men. And it's like, this is just crazy. So they really thought that Kamala Nepad Harris was going to save women because they only focused on abortion. That's all the Democratic Party did focus on. They was like, we need our abortion. You can still get your abortion. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Go get your abortion, okay? The less of you demon rats in this world, the better. I don't know why you want our enemies to daggone outpopulate us. Jeez. Anyway, I got off the subject. That's all they focused on was the abortion thing. They didn't focus on what most women were unhappy about. Most women nationwide, I would even say throughout the westernized society, they were not pleased with going into the locker rooms and all of a sudden there's a man there, okay? Or they will go into their bathrooms and there's a man there. How many times we heard stories of little girls being violated in those bathrooms because a male went in there. And these people just deny science, deny biology, and they don't understand that women suffer in the process. And who has to bring sanity back into the forefront? President Donald Trump. So I'm happy to see this. I'm going to read a little bit of this. We're going to go. I think I have some tweets in the queue, and then we're going to see the signing, the executive order being signed. I must admit, it's kind of cute and endearing to see all the little girls so happy that Big Papa is saving them from the evil demon rats with them trying to get their rights violated along with their bodies by males. Trump reveals he has directed Kristi Noem to protect women's sports, deny visas of transgender athletes. Now, this is something, okay. President Donald Trump revealed that he had directed Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to deny any and all visa applications of transgender athletes attempting to enter into the United States. The announcement from Trump came as he was set to sign an executive order protecting women's sports from transgender athletes. Before the signing, Trump spoke about the 2028 Summer Olympics and how his administration would, quote, not stand by and watch men beat and batter female athletes. Okay, that's awesome. I want to play this heartbreaking clip, just a little bit of it, just to show you how this really has been hurting little girls as well as women, and nobody on the Democratic side cared. Now, remember, they're the ones who are all about identity politics. They're the ones who are all about DEI, but they don't really care. They really don't care about women. So here we go. Must watch. A 14-year-old female track athlete tells her heartbreaking story about how she lost a major race to a male and then was ruthlessly attacked for standing up to protect female sports. Trump ended this madness today. So let's just listen just to a little bit of her story.
When all of the runners had lined up to race, I noticed that this athlete was built very differently than all of the other girls. But I didn't think much of it because we were on the starting line and we were about to race. It wasn't until we were on the podium that I heard the commotion of upset adults and kids. That is when I heard that the athlete that was standing next to me on the first place podium was a biological boy. My heart sank and I felt extremely discouraged. I felt like all my hard work that I had put in throughout the year didn't matter and that it was just going to be forgotten.
Now, I think I'm gonna leave a link to this because it's pretty long. 6 minutes and 34 seconds long, but it's worth it. And this is just a little taste of what a lot of girls had to go through. Imagine all of the scholarships that were stolen from them. Not taken, stolen. They didn't lose it fair and square. They were stolen from them. And their opportunities to go to college. The lunatics on the left cease to amaze me. And I want to show you something else from Riley Gaines. This girl has really been the spearhead for getting women's sports back to biological women. Okay, you go, girl. She is tight. Happy National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Forever a proud Wildcat. Looking forward to President Trump signing an executive order declaring men are no longer welcome in women's sports today.
And lastly, throughout his historic campaign, President Trump pledged to restore common sense to our country. And he is continuing to deliver on that with an executive order that he will sign later today. The president will be signing an executive order keeping men out of women's sports to defend the safety of athletes, protect competitive integrity, and uphold the promise of Title IX. This common sense action from President Trump ends the disgusting betrayal of women and girls by the previous administration, who for years catered to radical activists who wanted biological males to be treated as women in workplace showers, competitive sports, prisons, and even rape shelters. Gender, ideology, insanity is over.
The war on women's sports is over. And this is a quote from President Donald Trump. Trump has just signed the No Men in Women's Sports executive order. Imagine that this is an executive order that had to be signed. Like, oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to play this clip and then I'm going to play the signing. And I swear, when you're going to see the little girls that are just so happy that Trump saved their sports. It's gonna melt your heart. I promise you it will.
Female athletes have been forced onto the front lines, and men claiming to be girls have stolen more than 3,500 victories. That's a lot.
Wow.
And invaded more than 11,000 competitions designed for women. Last year, a male cyclist posing as a woman competed in the 800-mile Arizona Trail Race, a very big deal in cycling, and obliterated the women's course record by nearly 5.5 hours. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it, huh? 5.5 hours. So, but you have to hear the weightlifting records. You think that's bad. The weightlifting's worse. In 2023, a man in women's powerlifting broke 2 world records and outlifted his closest female opponent in one event by 440 pounds.
You know what? I wonder, are other countries going to wake up and say, this was ridiculous? We shouldn't have never let it get this far. Let's just go ahead and just get rid of those records. Those no records that were broken by biological males, and just start back to where the last biological woman broke those records. Because you understand that women, unless they get some super drugs, will never achieve that level of superiority. And I don't understand how we are getting to the point where we're supposed to be for women, but now you just want to alienate women. You want to victimize women. You want to vilify women when they say, hey, we want our sports back. We want our space back. I mean, like, seriously, who's the one that's more in danger when you have these type of men that are infiltrating the spaces? This is crazy to sit up here and say that a so-called woman, and I'm using air quotes, I know you can't see me, has broken the woman's record of weightlifting by lifting 400 pounds more? Give me a break. I hope they right these wrongs, I swear.
And they continue to defend themselves, Mr. Congressman. You know that, right? They continue to defend themselves. We hope they continue onward because I don't think we can lose a race. This was one of the big reasons that we all won, and it's one of the big reasons that we had a record, a landslide like they haven't seen before, very often anyway. And who could forget last year's Paris Olympics where a male boxer stole the women's gold medal after brutalizing his female opponent so viciously that she had to forfeit just after 46 seconds, and she was a championship fighter. And actually they had 2 women or 2 people that transitioned.
No. 2 biological males. 2 biological males that had chromosomes of XY. And they didn't have a uterus. They didn't have ovaries. They didn't have fallopian tubes. Okay. They were, everybody was telling us that they had these, and the medical records proved that they didn't.
And both of them won gold medals, and they won them very convincingly. But all of that ends today because with this executive order, the war on women's sports is over.
And this is good because when the Olympics get here, we will not see this again. We will not have to deal with men coming in and beating up women. Okay, you could do that in France. I don't like France. Y'all know I can't stand the country of France. It is doo-doo. It is poo-poo. Okay? And for them, first of all, we already saw how that opening ceremony was. The opening ceremony was a joke. Oh, gosh. But just the fact that how they treated women just goes to show you that that whole entire country is trash. That will not happen in America. Not at all. They will not be allowed here to do that to women. So let's go to the signing. And I think this is where your heart is going to melt.
So I want to thank everybody for being here. It's fantastic. And this is sort of a big, big day. It shouldn't have even been necessary to take place. This started a long time ago, and we ended it today. And I'm going to sign the executive order right now, and everything I said will go into effect immediately, okay?
You can You're so happy.
Sit down, please.
Down in front.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you.
You know, if you'd like to gather around me, I think I'm going to be okay. Come on. Come on.
Look at this. This is so cute.
Secret Service is worried about them. If we have to worry about them, we have big problems. Okay, do you want to do this? Watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you some pens, okay? Are you ready? What a nice picture this is, huh, Governor? You ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that. I want to make this a really good signature, because this is, this is a big one, right? Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
Pretty good, huh? Okay? Good. Now you're going to go out and win those events, right? Nice to see you all. Great going, everybody. Nice to see you. Thank you, kids. Here, take a pen. Thank you. I'll give some of these out, okay?
All right, so there you have it, taters. I mean, that right there just put a big old smile on my face. And I'm glad that he put Kristi Noem in charge, because when the Olympics get here, we don't need any men coming to take any medals away from women. But are you just as happy as I am about this? If so, let me know in the comment section. Also, if you are a woman who is also an athlete, are you really happy for the young girls who are also athletes? I mean, I would have been destroyed or crushed if this happened to me when I was an athlete, because I was in so many sports and I really, really loved it. And my heart goes out to the women who had to suffer the consequences of the Democrats' decisions and them playing identity politics against women. But I'm glad that Trump has basically restored order and common sense. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Don't forget to give this video a like, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, taters.
Daddy.